Good morning, children. Yeah, how's your day today? Now, we have just in the last class done with unit 1.2, that is Dick Whittington and his cat. So, we have finished half of the lesson now in the last lecture. So, now we would continue with that further, okay, and do a bit of exercises, and then we would wind up with the notes later on, okay. So, I hope you have liked the lesson as and how we followed the story and more excited to know what happened to Dick and his cat later on. Na? So, we will see. So, now we start. Okay. Now they were on the voyage, and so the cat is going to eat all the rats and mice from on the ship, and everybody is going to have a peaceful voyage. Now, after a few months, some months, the ship arrived at a place on the African coast. Now, see how much time it takes. As we always know, you have studied the modes of transport and means. Out of that, the seaway is the cheapest also and the slowest also mode of transport. So, that is why it took so much months for them to reach the African coast. From where had they left? They had moved from London. Now, so they went to African coast, Barbary. Now, where people called the Moors lived. Okay. So, what were the people living there? Those people, they are inhabitants who are called as Moors. Okay. So, they are the inhabitants of those place. Now, the captain sent a message to the king of that African coast, Barbary, because you have to take his permission in olden days, like how today from one country to another country you want to travel, you always have a passport, you take a visa, you need to take a permission, you simply can't move from here and there, and your ships, you see now so many people are caught and they are jailed, and then after we have to give a clearing, a court case, and all those things happen. So, you simply cannot cross anybody's borders. So, when you are crossing here, now he goes and tells the king that they have arrived to the town to say that he had fine goods for sale. So, he had good goods, okay, for sale, and he was invited to the palace to show them. So, now the king have to see what goods the captain and the crew from Mr. Fitzwarren has brought. So, he has to show them. While he was talking to the king and queen, some dishes of food were brought in. So, as the captain was talking to the king and queen, some delicious dishes of food was brought inside. Okay? But almost immediately as the food was brought and displayed and kept on the table, immediately some rats and mice ran up on the food before the captain's eyes, and they ate all the food by surprise. And the captain was surprised. Astonished means the captain was very surprised and asked it, this was what normally happened. He said, "Arey, just now you brought the food and kept, and what, so much of rats and mice? Yeah, means always the environment is like this. Are there so much rats and mice that we bring the food and keep, and so soon they come and eat up everything?" So, alas, yes, came the reply with a sad voice. Alas, yes, alas means which shows a sad feeling, very heavy feeling, okay. So, it is an exclamatory, you can see that, you can see, alas, yes. So, it is showing a sad soft feeling. So, it is always this mark which is an exclamation. You will have to remember and learn all these small things now into your English grammar, okay. So, alas, yes, came the reply. The country is suffering from plague of rats and mice, and we cannot get rid of them. You know now, see, like, you know, you must be seeing so much of news running around that 100 years before we also had such a pandemic wherein our country was caught up by plague, wherein it's a type of a disease caused due to the rats. Okay, so we have seen across the news running on WhatsApp here, there and all, and after 100 years they say that this COVID-19 has come up. So, that time in their country we are finding these plagues of rats and mice, and we cannot get rid of them. There are so many. So the captain now immediately strikes, oh, I can find the answer for this, because on the ship when he took the cat, he had a sound sleep and a sound movement of voyage, because the cat was a good mouser. He would immediately catch the mice. So he says, oh, wait, I think I have an answer for your problem. So I have the answer on my ship, said the captain. And he sent a message to the crew and bring Dick's cat to be brought to the palace. And more food was laid out, okay, on the table. And now the rats and mice immediately appeared as before on the food. The cat immediately jumped, pounced, killing at least a dozen immediately before they would scatter all the food. Now everyone there, the king, the queen and all the people in there into the kingdom, into the palace and court, was very happy and delighted. And the king asked, what do you call this animal? Because the queen is seeing the cat first time. So she asked, what do you call this animal? So Puss is the name, she answers, said the captain when the queen called. So Puss, the cat went over to her and purred. Purred means slowly said meow. Okay, so when you say softly, bahut laad pyar se, because the queen was very happy because the cat killed all the mice and rats, and now henceforth nobody is going to scatter the food. These problems are not going to be, see, being a king and queen also, they could not solve the problem of these rats and mice who would scatter and destroy and spoil all the food. So the queen was very happy. So the cat, now the queen was a little alarmed at first, okay, because she first time like heard that, and purred means gusse se meow kiya, wo sab thodi, she was little. So the queen was little alarmed at first, as she had seen how fiercely the cat had attacked the rats and mice. So when she saw this, that this cat animal first time she see, and how it pounced and caught all the rats and mice. But the captain told her not to be anxious, don't be excited or eager, don't be scared or anything, be normal. Puss is very friendly with people. So this cat is very friendly, a very good pet animal. So you don't worry, he said, and would get rid your kingdom of rats and mice. It's not only about that she has only helped you to keep your dining table in place and the food, but the whole kingdom, all these people, whatever problems you are facing of plague of cats and rats and mice, she would solve out all your problems. So then the queen was very happy. She thought, I would. Now the captain, when he presented the cat, it was like it is one of the goods that he brought for sale. Because Dick gave, no? The businessman told Dick, what you have, give for sale, so that you get some profit. So the captain is using the cat as a good that he's brought to sell. So the queen says, I would give you great wealth to own this animal, said the queen. She's saying, you give this animal to me and I would give you lots of wealth, because the queen is going to get rid of all her problems. So the captain began bargaining. Now the captain also was very wise. He saw that there is such a big problem of rats and mice and a plague, and only this cat is going to be a solution. So this is gold for him now. So what did the captain do? He started bargaining, and it was now bargaining, he started increasing the price, and the king and queen accepted that the king would buy the whole cargo from Fitzwarren's ship to pay a fine price for it. So he said, not only the cat, all what is there on your ship, I am going to buy and give you good returns in form of money. Will give you a very fine price for it. And for the cat alone, the king paid 10 times the sum again. Means, suppose all the goods which the captain had brought, suppose that cost somewhere around 10,000, then the only cat, for the cat, the king gave 1 lakh, 10 times of 10,000, gave 1 lakh rupees for the cat to the captain. So when the ship came back, now they took all that, they sold out, they brought all the money, everything, and now they are returning back from where? From the African coast of Barbary. Now they are returning back to London. So when the ship came back to the port of London, the captain showed Mr. Fitzwarren, the businessman, the gold and jewels that they got as a fine price from the king. He had brought from Barbary and told the businessman the whole story of the cat. The merchant sent for Dick. Now from now on, Dick, he said, we would all call you Mr. Whittington, for you are a rich man. Mr. Fitzwarren then paid him all the money the captain had received for the cat. So suppose you say 1 lakh rupees, and all money he gave him. He did not take any money from there which he had received for the cat. So he gave him all the money. So Dick was very happy now. From this time on, Dick worked with Mr. Fitzwarren. So Dick did not go anywhere. He stayed there only and worked for the businessman and became a successful merchant himself. Later on, he married Alice. Who is Alice now? Yes, she is businessman's daughter. So he married her, and 3 times again he was elected as Lord Mayor of London. That means when he was moving out of the house because he was fed up with the cook, and he went and sat on the stone there, that time when the church bells were ringing and All Saints Day was there, he heard something, and that time he heard that God's wording saying that, go back, worthy citizen, you are going to be the Lord Mayor of London. And that time only, see, he aimed that I am going to be a Lord Mayor and I am going to move in a fine coach, and the same thing happened. So he got married to the businessman's daughter also. 3 times he was elected again as a Lord Mayor of London, and he was also in time knighted by the king. Knighted means you give an respectful honor to a person who does good deeds into the kingdom, does good for the kingdom. Okay, those people are given a particular title that by the king and became Sir Richard Whittington. Okay, so Sir is a title which is given, like we gave Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So that Chhatrapati is a title. Same way here it is Sir Richard Whittington. Now, he was not only famous, but he was popular also, because he was a good man. When he grew up, he got money. He did not become proud, but he was humble and honest, for he always helped the poor with his money, because one day he was a poor man and he knows what were the different difficulties that he had faced. So always when he got money, he did not forget his past. He always kept that good deed. He did not forget his past, and he always helped the people who were in need of money. Sometimes when he was old, he would tell his grandchildren, now he got married, he got children, and his children, and then the children got married, and then he had grandchildren. So now he would sit and tell stories to his grandchildren of his cat. See, still he remembers his cat. Though he lost it, but still the cat was always lucky for him. First, when the cat came, he got a good sleep, because it ate all the rats and mice. He got a good sleep. Second time, the cat was his friend when he left the home and tried going, but he heard the bells and got good wishes and positive thoughts, and he came back. Now again the cat brought him so much money and made him a rich man, and he became the Lord Mayor of London. If the cat was not there, it would have not solved the plague problem of the African coast, and it would have not got sold, and no money would come to Dick, and Dick would be as he was. But it was just because of the cat, and so he never forgot. See, he told the stories of his cat to the grandchildren, and how the bells of London had called him back, that wordings of God when he was only a poor boy. And what was the wordings that he had? Turn again, Whittington, thou worthy citizen, means you worthy citizen, Lord Mayor of London. So these were the wordings, and he always felt that, and he was more thankful to God and thankful to the cat. So what is the moral of the story that you are learning from here? See, always you will face lots of problems in your life. Difficulties come and go. But you need to be very strong, have good faith in God, have faith in your prayers, have faith in your good deeds, and keep faith in your strength, your positive thoughts, your good manners and respect that is been given to you and taught to you. With that, you can always solve your problems and find a solution for your difficulties. So, see how the small Dick Whittington turned to be a Lord Mayor of London one day. So, this is what the moral of the story is, and he never forgot the cat and all the people who helped him in his difficulties. Others we just would say that a cat, it's just an animal, can't speak anything, neither has the cat said any two good words or loving words to Dick. But did he feel like that? No, he always remembered the cat and he told the stories to grandchildren. So, though it's an animal, he always respected that. Now, see, there's some exercise down. Okay, now we go for that. Arrange the following set of words in alphabetical order in your notebook. Now, these are the things which you have done earlier, so I don't need to go deep into it, but still once we go, and remember for 9th and 10th again, for 2 marks, 1 mark objective questions, you will be given 4 words, and out of those 4 words you will have to arrange these 4 words into alphabetical order for 1 mark or 2 marks. Fine. So that you have to learn now. See, we have learned figures of speech into the poem earlier. We have learned about adjectives. Now here we are going to go through the alphabetical order. Okay, so I'll just take few words from here. Suppose I take here ship. Then you have small. Then you have scoldings. Okay, then you have successful. So, suppose I take these 4 words first. Now I arrange them into the alphabetical orders. Now the first word, everywhere you find the first word to be the same. Okay. Now you have to go with your alphabets from A to Z. So now here, when you go through with your A, B, C, D, C comes first. So this word will come first. Is there C again anywhere? No. So this word comes first. Then after C, in your alphabetical orders, you will get H. Then you get M. That is H. You will get here third time M. Here you get C. Here you see the second word and you will get. Okay. Suppose second word again is repeated, then you go for alphabetical order seeing the third word. So now what should be the alphabetical order here? Again you are going to write down. Don't only put this way and underline and keep, and don't write 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. I have written this 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers only for you to understand. You are not going to write 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers there. Fine? Now see here. First word, then you write here scoldings. Then you go for sheep. Then third word small. And fourth word successful. Right? Clear? So this is how you go about it. Now next, see, you have stone, saving, someone, stood, streets. Now I will take another example here, but here you will have to go with all the words together. It's not that I have taken 4 words. For exams, naturally you will get 4 words, but here there are almost 10 to 14, 15 words given to you. Okay? When more number of words are there, see here now, more, suppose I take another example. Suppose I take stone, then I take someone. Now I took stood, and one more word I'll take. Streets. All these words are there into your lesson only. Okay. Now you have the same alphabets here. S, S, S. Always all the words will start with the same alphabet. Then see here. Now the common thing is you have T here also. You have T here also. You have T here also. Now when you say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O comes first. So after O, so you take O, P, Q, R, S, T. Now T everywhere you are finding common. So which should be the second word? We have to again go for the third alphabet. Now here you find O, here you will find O, here you will find M, here you will again find O, and then here you will again find R. So now two places I am finding O. So I go for the next word. Since both these words are O, I will take this to be the second one. Clear? Then again you repeat A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. So again you have this to be the third word. Okay. And then you will have this to be the fourth word. Clear to you? So these are how you are going to put. I have just put the numbers. You are not going to put up numbers here. Again you are going to write down the words down again. So this is how you are going to arrange them into the alphabetical orders. Okay. Now next you have remove the affix. Okay. Now we will see what are affix and prefix. Suffix. Okay. Now affix is divided into prefix and suffix. First you understand what is the meaning of affix. Affix are some additional letters which are attached to the word later or earlier. Okay. So now for example, suppose I take one example from here. Okay. We take as unfriendly. Now here suppose I say un. So prefix means this is the original word. Okay. This is the original word and this becomes the prefix. When we attach it before the original word, it becomes as prefix. Now what is suffix? Suppose I take another word, successful. Now here see, what's the actual original word? This is the parent word, original word, and we have attached full. Okay, so this becomes a suffix and this is the original word. So the one which we attach before is called prefix, the one which we attach afterwards is called as suffix. So I hope you are clear with this. In the next lectures we are going to solve out with all the question answers. Again you are going to read at home all the question answers and come, and I would take up orals. I would orally answer up the questions to you. We'll revise the lesson, then go for the next, and we will even dictate out some notes. Okay. So you are going to sit at home and just go through them and study. Fine. Thank you.